Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your Map of Destiny tarot reading. This is a timeless tarot reading, so whenever you come across this video is the perfect time for you. All of the decks and the meaning of the placement of each card is listed in the description if you are interested in that information. So Capricorn, let's get right into your Map of Destiny reading. I have you titled The Provider, and when I say provider, I mean in many different forms. Some of you are amazing providers for your family. Others of you are like a mountain, protecting those you love from any storm or danger. Every Capricorn that I've personally known has been an extremely hard worker and amazing family person, providing for their family, financially protecting their family, being there for the ones that they love, being strong, being the rock. So to me, Capricorn is the provider of the zodiac, and that is on so many different levels. Not everybody can do what you guys can do. That is for sure. So Capricorn, let's take a look at the two higher forces that walk with you this lifetime on a spiritual level. We have the Veil of Illusions. When we incarnate, we go through the veil of amnesia and the 7 veils of illusion who we truly are. When you dissolve those veils, you become fully enlightened. To do this, you are called on to take mastery, believe in the spiritual world, practice unconditional love, honor animals and the nature kingdom, walk with the masters and angels, see that all is connected, and finally live as an enlightened being. You are invited to ask the unicorns to work with you to remove your veils of illusions so that you can become the enlightened master. Wow, Capricorn. So many of you guys throughout your lifetime are going to dissolve all the veils of illusion between the physical and non-physical realms. That energy is with you. That energy walks with you. And many of you, I believe, have this sense of people, even if you don't consider yourself to be a very intuitive person. You have a good sense of people and what's lying underneath the surface of them, regardless of what they're putting on as a display of their character and who they are. So, powerful energy right there. The gold and silver violet flame. Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain are keepers of the violet flame of transmutation. When you add the gold of wisdom and the silver of grace and harmony, you create the powerful gold and silver violet flame. The angels suggest you invoke this mighty energy to clear the ascension path ahead of you and keep your light pure and clear. When you spend the gold and silver violet flame to people, situations and places, you facilitate wondrous transformations. This powerful light transmutes the old and raises everything to a very high frequency. So I'm not surprised to see this as a higher force that is walking with you this lifetime, because you are the provider in many different ways to many people in your life throughout your entire life. So heed the information of this card and know that this energy is at your fingertips and walks with you this lifetime. All right, so let's pull a court card to see where you are, the energy you're working with this lifetime, where you are on that journey. Okay, we're going to look at kind of different cycles, but this is you specifically. Wow. So this is the Master of Crystals, okay? The energy that you're working with this lifetime, Capricorn, you are a master on a soul level. You are a master of the earth energy. Now, being a Capricorn, you are an earth sign, but that doesn't mean that the card that would come through to depict the energy you're working with this lifetime would be that of earth energy, okay? This here, you are the master of earth. You are, I'm not surprised I see you as the provider. Many of you are very smart business-wise. You're very smart with money. You're financially savvy, okay? So your soul is the master of earth energy. If you have any sort of financial struggle or anything like that, you really have the power to transmute that. It's really about digging deep down inside of you and allowing different parts of your soul wisdom to activate, because you are the master of your earth energy, Capricorn. Like, it doesn't go higher than this. So let's pull a flames card to see where your soul is at, like in the grand cycle of your soul, okay? Wow, we have the Four of Flames. So, Capricorn, in the grand cycle of your soul, okay, and this isn't like one cycle your soul has. There are many cycles of the soul. So, the current cycle that you're in, you're at a 4. And what that tells me is you're newer in this journey of this particular cycle of your soul. And when I say a 4, I'm not saying 4 lives or 4,000 years or anything like that. I can't define that for you, okay? I just know based on asking where you are at in your current soul cycle, you are more at the beginning than you are, heading towards the middle than you are on the other side. So coming out as a master with a 4, the cycle you're in is going to be filled with challenge, because even though you're only at the beginning of this journey still, or I should say more than a quarter way through, okay? Your energy is that of a master, so this soul cycle you're in is that of a master soul, and you are newer on this journey. So I hope that made sense. Now let's pull a crystals card to see what your material path is this lifetime, Capricorn. The 3 of crystal, nice. So this to me is you are either going to have multiple sources of income throughout your lifetime, or you are going to change career paths a couple different times in this lifetime. But what this card here says is, if there's a hard time that you go through financially, it will pass. This could also talk about where there'll be 3 periods in your life where you have great plenty, okay? And there may be some periods in between where, there's more lack than there is plenty. But just know this, no matter what your financial situation is, if it ebbs, it will flow once more. That is the cycle of your soul for this life, okay? This is the Trinity. It's a beautiful flow of energy. So you may have times of ebb, but you will always have times of flow, okay? Your financial hardships will always pass. So this is a great material path card to have. Let's take a look at your relationships and your romantic relationships. Like, okay, that's what wanted to come out for this lifetime. We have the 6 of Chalice. You guys are the second reading I'm doing, so I can say Sagittarius did receive this card as well. I don't know about the signs, other signs, because I haven't done them yet, but Sagittarius has received this. So what this is telling me, Capricorn, is that you may date several people, many people throughout your lifetime, okay? We all will. But for you, there are going to only be 6 very significant relationships. And what I mean by that is, you know, you don't have to date somebody for 5 years to call that a significant relationship. It's going to be significant to you regardless of time spent with this person. The reason being is every relationship that carries of these, there's going to be 6 throughout your life, and each one of these relationships is going to have a stronger gravity pull to that person than other people you date, okay? And finally, it's like you have these 5 significant soulmate relationships, okay? Because it's leading to one very important relationship, and that of your twin flames. So for you, Capricorn, you're going to go through 5 significant emotional relationships in your romantic energy. And then you will end up at one, the 6th one, the most significant, the twin flame energy to carry you through the rest of your life, okay? But also the 6 of Chalice coming out as your relationship and your romantic relationship energy. Everybody that is significant in your life is soulmate energy, where you've shared previous incarnations before. You're not really working with newer energies this lifetime. That's just not part of your path this lifetime. The energy that you've chosen to work with is that of very familiar ties, relationships that have been built over lifetimes. That's why other people you date, there's just going to be like no real connection to them, and that's why you don't continue on in that relationship. There's just like no real connection. It's because that's not the soulmate energy, and that's what you are attracted to and drawn to, what you're coded to be attracted and drawn to this lifetime. But for you guys, there are 5 significant romantic partnerships that will take place, but there's going to be a 6th, and that is like the ultimate one. That's the twin flame love right there. So let's pull an Orbs card to see what your past life karma is that comes forth into this lifetime. Two of Orbs. Okay. Not Sagittarius. Capricorn. Sorry, I don't know why I was trying to call you Sagittarius for a second. This being your karma, this is saying that you may experience blockage from certain things. Like you might feel at certain times in your life that you have bad luck, like things don't work out for me. And that's not to say things don't ever work out for you, but sometimes it's just like you're like, man, can I catch a break? Or why is there's so much restriction? Why is there so much blockage? Okay. And this could play out in any area of your life. I'm not so much sure that it's financially or career-wise. If it is, I feel like you're making money, but maybe you're having a hard time getting promoted or moving up, or you have really great ideas and you have a hard time getting them to take off, things like that. Like eventually it will come to pass, okay? But it's like there's some blockages for you guys, and this is past life karma. And why this is happening, again, it could be for a number of reasons. This is a general reading, so the reason why each of you experience this blockage is different karma, but that's the energy of this card, is like blockage and restriction at times that's really hard. Like it's just very frustrating, okay? So not too bad of a card to have when it comes to karma out of the Orbs cards. Believe me, it definitely could be worse. So we're gonna pull some major Arcana cards to look at What are the lessons of your soul this lifetime? Like, on a non-physical point of view, what are you here to do this lifetime? And you know what? Because you are master of your energy, and this is a master soul cycle, like I said, you are going to face challenge that other signs won't face. Why? Because you're a master soul, and, you know, level expert, you have to face level expert challenges. That's just, I mean, anything less, you're not going to be satisfied. There will be no further growth for your soul. So I think that's what this Two of Orbs has a lot to do with, okay, is because of the level of your soul causing you to expand even further and greater, to come up with solutions and ideas to remove the blockages in your life. So we have the Hanged Man, and yeah, Capricorn, everything I just said, that's what is embodied in this card right now. It is a lesson of your soul, and a lesson isn't a punishment, okay? A lesson is like, you know, let's say you're going to go to a community college and you're signing yourself up for some classes. Well, you're going to be very specific about the classes that you're choosing based on what you're trying to achieve, right? So that goes the same for your soul. You signed up for this lesson of restriction, of delays, because it is growing you. It's causing you to come into a greater perspective in life experience and on a soul level. So don't feel as though you're being punished. It's truly because it's expanding your soul and causing you to come up with solutions that are way outside of the box that you never would have come up with otherwise, unless you were put in this Hanging Man energy. So wow, your reading is just like playing out so perfectly, like just beautiful. Abundance, yeah. So we have the Trinity here, the 3, and if you notice the Roman numeral 3 there for abundance. You guys are meant to create great wealth this lifetime, great material abundance, a comfortable material life. I'm not surprised because we're coming out as the Master of Crystal. But again, because we have this Trinity, for some of you, there could be those moments of lack, but there is a beautiful flow of energy when it comes to money and material and comfort in the physical plane and physical world. So Capricorn, you're meant to be in comfort and live happy. And you know, that doesn't have to mean that you own $1 million home and things like that. Comfort is having a nice home over your head, electricity, water, food in your belly, you know, cable, internet, cell phone, clothes on your back, clean laundry, all of that stuff, family, friends. That's a good life. A running car, you know. And I feel like for you guys, it's definitely a higher level of material comfort than that, but that's what I'm talking about. You guys will always have that energy available to you. You are not meant to live a lackful life whatsoever. The Tower. So this here talks about shock and shakeup and major change. So for some of you, at some point in your life, there is going to be this major shock, major change. And this could indicate where some of you could just be going on about your life, and at some point, all of a sudden, you just start spiritually awakening, and it completely changes everything. Like anybody who you know, was just living a normal life, maybe they believed in God, maybe not, you know, it just, I don't know how to explain ascension or spiritual awakening. It's just like you're just living a normal 3D life, and then out of nowhere, it's like your soul flips the light switch on and you start seeing everything differently, and then in course of that, it starts changing you and the way you live your life and your expectations, your goals, what you want. So for you guys, there's something that happens in your life where you go from going in one direction and you decide to go a completely other direction, okay? It doesn't have to be a negative thing, It doesn't. You know, this energy is different for all of you and what it represents and what this tower is for you personally. But you guys are definitely going to be going in one direction and then decide based on this energy to go in another direction. But you're a master, like I said. You guys are level expert, okay? And you're at a 4 right here. So imagine when you're at a 9 or 10, the magic of you. That's just wow. Anyways, let's move on and let's pull some Gaia Tarot to see what the predominant experiences you will have in your life, or relationships that you will have this lifetime. Alright, that feels like that is for you, Capricorn. We have the Maiden, the Self, and the Four of Swords, or the Four of Air, I should say. So, Capricorn, many of you out there are going to be extremely educated individuals. Some of you can be scientists, doctors, teachers, professors, whatever career path you pursue, it's like you are going to pursue it to the 10th degree. You are going to be extremely intelligent, extremely wise at your craft, okay? Like the master, like your soul, okay? You are going to become the master of your craft, of your profession, of your career. And you know, for some of you, because I see the Maiden here, some of you may choose to focus your entire life energy on raising children or raising grandchildren. But again, like you are the master of that, okay? Whatever you put your energy and focus into, you will conquer, and you will be so intelligent and so wise and so knowledgeable, and you grow into this over the course of your life, okay? Now, with the Maiden here, I feel like many of you children will be in your life, whether and not just in your life, but an important factor in your life. And you know, children aren't an important factor in everybody's life, believe it or not. Like, it's not. So that's not a common thing anymore to say children. You know, a lot of people have started making the decision not to have children. So for you guys, the Capricorns I'm reading for, you guys, children are important in your life, whether it's your own, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, other children that come into your life somehow, some way. You have a lot of wisdom and energy that youth is attracted to, if that makes sense. Like, your energy attracts the young. They have a lot to learn from you, a lot to gain from you. Now, you have the Self here. So you, like I said, in this current soul cycle, you're newer on your journey. So this life is really about this master soul you are being comfortable in the human form and really knowing yourself and your place as a human being and your personal power as a human being, and really grounding yourself in the earth energies, okay? So this lifetime, Capricorn, is a big journey between you and yourself, you and the universe. You're going to have all these other things going on because life is life, but these are your, like, predominant experiences. So many of you, it's about knowing yourself, and this might be a battle, okay? Because you see these two dragons here. This might be a battle, an inner conflict that many of you face throughout your lifetime. And I'm not surprised because, like I said, we have the Tower here. So it's like you're going one way, and then at some point in your life, you come to a dead stop and realize, no, that's not the way I want to be going. I want to go this way. It's depicted so well with these two dragons here, okay? That is your path. That's what you chose for this lifetime, for the growth of your soul. Also with the Maiden, you are always going to have a very youthful nature about yourself and your energy. Like when you're 75, you could be somebody still rocking on an electric guitar, slamming a whiskey and Coke, okay? Like that's what I'm talking about. You're like, your body might age, but your personality, your soul, it's timeless. You will never age. You're not one of those people that's going to turn into an old fogey and suck and be boring. No, no, no. You are the kind of energy as you age through life that we all want to be like. You know, you're just going to be amazing, Capricorn, and you are going to be the master of your craft, whatever that craft is. And you're learning about yourself this lifetime. You're learning about the human experience from this earth master perspective, okay? So it looks really good. Let's pull some energy about this twin flame love, okay? We're not looking at those other 5. We're looking at the one for Capricorn. Alright, I feel like one more shuffle. Alright. So we have chemistry. You and your twin flame are going to just have a magnetism that is unmatched, a sexual chemistry that is out of this world. Like, there's just going to be no question. Like, before you connect with this energy, you might think, oh yeah, I'm in love. But when you connect with this energy, it's just powerful. Make the effort. Capricorn, some of you might be so focused on your craft here, making your money, because you are the master of earth, the master of the material energy. You might not put in all the efforts that you should with this twin flame, okay? We're not looking at their energy. We're looking at your energy in this reading, okay? So make sure that even though you are very busy and very focused and diligent, that you make the effort and always put that same amount of energy into your romantic partnership, okay? And trust. So you may have, by the time you align with this twin flame, you may have some trust issues, okay? But when you have this connection, you need to trust that in that person and your own intuition about the situation. Because we do have this blockage or delays, some of you, this twin flame, you could meet and then later, like, you guys aren't together and you got to wait some time before you guys can actually get together. So in regards to your twin flame, Capricorn, you really need to trust the way that it all plays out. It will play out the way it is supposed to. What is meant to be will always be, no matter what, and that is the truth, okay? So make the effort even if you're afraid, and if you have some trust issues and you recognize that, work on that, because that's not the fault of the next person that you get with. That's the fault of where you've been, okay? And you have to heal that energy before you move on to the new, so you don't carry it over and put that and project that onto your new person, which could very well be your twin flame. So really think about that and keep that in mind. Now let's see what your blessings are this lifetime, Capricorn. What blessings are intended to come to Capricorn? Yeah, first chakra, this is financial security and stability and money and abundance. You guys are meant to just have a good life materially. Like, it's in your soul energy, it's in your material path, it's in your soul lesson, and here it is as your blessing. Yeah, you guys are little money makers. You're meant to have a comfortable life. Broken heart. So when this is coming through as a blessing, you need to think about, because we do have this trust, the heart, when your heart gets broken, it's truly a blessing in disguise. It may not seem that way, but believe me, it is, because when you finally align to the one, there no other connection in the world. And if you were still in love with that other person, another one of these cups, you would miss out on the ultimate. So your broken heart, Capricorn, is actually a blessing in disguise. Trust that, trust that, trust that. Wow, third chakra is your blessing. Okay, yeah, you guys are meant to be in positions of power as well, okay? In the workplace, in your family structure, calling you guys the provider is the perfect title for all of this energy. Like, just wow, you guys are really strong souls, and you're meant to have an extremely abundant and financially comfortable life. And you know, because you are coming through as the master of your craft, I'm not surprised that you will rise to high levels of power. It may take some time because we do have this Hanged Man and this Two of Orbs, but that's your destiny, Capricorn. You will get there, okay? And when you get this broken heart, yeah, see, look at that. You will get there. That blockage will fall. When you feel defeated, or your heart gets broken, or you feel stomped and rejected, when that happens to you, that actually like inspires and triggers the fire within that makes you come back 10 times stronger. So your setbacks are truly your greatest blessings. They are. And you know, everybody wants like the miracle card and all that. No, what knocks you down is the force that causes you to come back 10 times stronger. And that's how you rise and you grow and you stomp and you overcome, okay? And Capricorn, you guys are so strong and solid. Strongest message here is that you guys are meant to have a very comfortable life, and you will have some challenge, but you're going to overcome them. Like, it's your blessing, okay? So let's pull one final, and like I said, see, the delays, it fell. You will overcome all of that throughout your life. It's part of the journey of your soul this lifetime. So let's pull one final card to see where your magic lies. Wow, your magic lies in your spirit, Capricorn. You have a very strong and wise soul. You have a lot of passion, a lot of creativity, a lot of fire, a lot of innovation. So when you tap into your soul and you use that as the motivating force to push you forward, nobody can stand in your way, okay? This is a very powerful energy to have as your magic on your side. You have magic of soul, of creation, and then coming through as the master of crystal. Oh my God, it's like whatever you can conceive, you literally can achieve, Capricorn. Like, that's just the way you're made for this lifetime. So, you know, don't forget also, you will see through the veils of illusion of this life of other people as you go through life. You are so intelligent, okay? And the gold and the silver flame, you have a way of healing people, of showing them the way, just by who you are, just by your success, your energy. That's why I feel like young people are attracted to you. You're just full of life, full of this beautiful spiritual power. So Capricorn, that is your map of destiny reading. I truly hope that you have enjoyed this, and I am wishing you all the best. Take care.